Archangel Michael says what you have just done moved heaven in a way you do not yet understand. God saw it, and because of that quiet act, a miracle has already been released toward your life. My child, my beloved, heaven has been watching you closely, and God has been waiting for the appointed moment to respond. Today, something you did shifted the atmosphere around you. It may have seemed small to others, or perhaps no one noticed it at all, but the divine realm saw the full weight of it. That single act created a ripple in the spiritual world, and that ripple reached farther than you realize. It was so powerful that angels stepped forward in awe, and Archangel Michael himself stood in reverence over what your spirit had just released. My dear child, you shook heaven, and the miracle you once thought was still far away is now moving quickly toward you. What you believed was delayed has already begun traveling in your direction. Before you continue, listen carefully. This is not a moment to treat casually, and this is not an ordinary message passing before your eyes. This is divine confirmation that God has seen your heart, your sacrifice, your obedience, and every silent battle you chose not to announce. He has seen the prayers you whispered when no one was near. He has seen the tears you wiped away before anyone could ask what was wrong. And now He has decided to answer you in a way that will leave your spirit trembling with gratitude. My child, my beloved, I must speak this clearly before you go any further. God is using this very moment to reach you, to steady you, and to prepare you for what is coming. Do not treat this as coincidence, because there is instruction hidden inside this encounter. Pause now. Open your heart and receive this as sacred. What you are about to hear can change the way you see everything that has happened around you. A reward is already moving toward you, but you must not block it with disbelief, fear, or the old habit of expecting disappointment. So breathe deeply and let your soul become ready for the next word. Stay with this message until the end, because what heaven is releasing must be received with awareness. This message was sealed in the heavens, but it was brought before the eyes of those whose spirits were chosen to recognize it. You are not here by accident. You were guided into this moment because God has chosen this hour to pour a miracle into your life. Stay connected to this divine message and do not miss the instruction heaven has placed between these lines. Your next blessing is attached to your next decision. So subscribe with faith and return to read what is coming next. My child, my beloved, what you did was small in the world's eyes, but it was huge in God's eyes. You were kind when no one was watching, and you were honest when you could have hidden. You forgave when you had every reason to stay bitter, and you believed when all the signs were telling you to give up. All of this was seen, and God said, "That one, that's all. I'm sending an answer now." The miracle that has been delayed is no longer waiting, and the miracle that was paused is now unlocked. There are angels already standing around you, guarding a spiritual gift that bears your name. But listen closely, because this is important. If you walk away from this message now, the confirmation you've been praying for will remain hidden. Heaven is trying to reach you one last time, and you're holding the divine pen that signs the agreement. My child, my beloved, you may have felt like giving up this past week. And there were moments you didn't even want to speak. You've carried a pain that no one else can see. You've cried silently, wiped your own tears, and kept smiling so no one would worry. But God noticed, Heaven kept the record, and what you did with a pure heart echoed like thunder in the courts above. Your name was whispered by angels, and now something is shifting. The financial release, a healing shift, a reunion you never expected, and a message that will come in a strange way will confirm everything you're reading now. Archangel Michael is standing beside you. He is commanding that all opposition be removed, declaring that every force that tried to delay your joy is now being overthrown by divine fire. And the next 3 days are not ordinary. They are sacred, my child, my beloved. In exactly 24 hours, something will happen, and you will notice the sign. It may be in the form of a message, a call, a number, or a sudden feeling of peace. But it will be God confirming this moment. When it happens, you must not doubt it. Your miracle will not come the way you expect, but it will be exactly what you need. Archangel Michael has seen the warfare around you, and he knows how long you've waited. Now he is holding a scroll that carries your name, your date, and your promise. The only thing heaven requires now is your willingness to believe. God says, don't go looking back. Don't go searching for evidence, and don't go second-guessing what has already been written in the Spirit. What you just did was so powerful that it reversed something the enemy had planned. A cancellation has been made in hell, and a delivery has been confirmed in heaven. My child, my beloved, this is the moment to silence all noise. Don't let anyone distract you right now, because you have to hear this clearly. There is a person you haven't seen in a long time who has been praying for you without telling you. Their prayer is about to collide with your breakthrough. What you're about to walk into is bigger than anything you've ever imagined, but it's delicate. If you doubt it, it may delay, and if you speak too soon, it may pause. But if you honor this moment with sacred silence, divine favor will surround you in the coming hours. I don't say this lightly. This is the kind of moment that people wait a lifetime for. But you've already triggered it, and it's already moving toward you. God is just asking for one more step from you. Stay with this message. Don't close your eyes now. Don't scroll away, and don't silence this voice. You are standing at the door of something irreversible, my child, my beloved. There's a shift in the air right now. The moment you started reading this, something started changing in the spirit realm. What was stuck began to move, and what was heavy began to lift. That headache you've had, that pressure on your chest, and that confusion you couldn't explain, all of it is part of a spiritual resistance that is now being broken down. You don't need to chase anything anymore, because it is coming toward you. The right person, the right door, and the right moment are all aligning, because your faith just whispered something that heaven couldn't ignore. And Michael, yes, your archangel, has been released to go before you, to war for you, and to protect what belongs to you. No enemy can stand in the path now, and no delay can hold you back anymore. But I must warn you, this moment is sensitive. Speak less, pray more, trust with your whole heart, and walk gently, because God is writing something that will unfold in a divine sequence, and you must be present for every step. My child, my beloved, what was meant for evil will now turn for your good. I saw the plans they made behind your back. I saw the manipulation, the gossip, and the schemes. And I tell you this in truth, none of it succeeded. God turned every fiery arrow into a stepping stone. You've been walking over traps without knowing it because angels were clearing the path ahead. That argument you avoided, that connection that broke unexpectedly, and that rejection you didn't understand, it was all protection. And what you thought was a loss is going to reappear as a divine gain. But you won't need them anymore. The approval you begged for is now irrelevant. Because God is releasing a new circle, a divine covenant, and a moment of elevation. You are going higher, and you won't come down. My child, my beloved, you've been through tests that others would have collapsed under. You held on when no one understood, and now, finally, I bring you the message that your spirit has been waiting to hear. The battle is over. The breakthrough is confirmed, and within the next 72 hours, God will reveal one clear, visible sign that proves this message was not made up. A number, a name, a sound. You'll know it when it comes, but I must ask this again. Stay in the posture of belief. Stay connected to this message until the end, for the reward is already in motion. You just have to stay aligned with it. The voice of doubt will whisper, and the enemy will try to shake your confidence. But you will smile this time, because you'll know the truth. God is not punishing you. He's preparing to promote you. My child, my beloved, that unexpected kindness you showed, it counted. That prayer you whispered when you didn't think anyone was listening, it was heard. That moment when you helped someone and received nothing in return, it was recorded. Heaven operates on a divine economy where nothing good is ever lost. And I'm here to tell you that what you did quietly is now being rewarded publicly. But listen carefully. This miracle is unlike any you've seen before. It comes quietly. It comes with peace, and it doesn't come with chaos or confusion. When it appears, it will feel like coming home. You won't need to chase it. It will recognize you, and it will come to you because your name is already written on it. My child, my beloved, don't tell everyone. This miracle is not for public opinion. It is a sacred gift from God to you, and only those with the eyes of faith will understand. There are some who smile in your face but secretly question your light. Don't let their doubt become your delay. This is between you and heaven. Archangel Michael has been instructed to shield you from every jealous glance and every fake blessing. You are being hidden in plain sight so that you will not be touched before your appointed moment. When the door opens, it will not require you to beg, plead, or prove anything. It will be an invitation by grace, a yes that was already decided. It is a confirmation that your name is on the miracle, and no one else can take it, my child, my beloved. You may be wondering why it took this long, why so many nights passed without answers, and why so many prayers felt like they disappeared into silence. But the truth is, while you were waiting, heaven was weaving. God was aligning people, timing, geography, and even weather patterns, so that when your miracle arrives, it does not arrive in pieces but in perfection. Had it come earlier, it would not have lasted. Had it come through the wrong person, it would have harmed more than helped. But now, God has ensured that when it comes, it will settle perfectly. You won't have to fight for it. You just need to say thank you. You'll know it's yours because peace will flood your soul, and Michael will be there standing beside you, whispering, "This is it, beloved. This is what shook heaven. My child, my beloved, There is something I need to tell you before the hour passes. Heaven is watching how you respond right now, not out of judgment, but because this very moment is part of the test. You may think it's just a message, just another moment. But in the spiritual realm, it is a doorway. A spiritual transaction is happening even now as you read this, because you were led here by divine timing. Every word has been sealed with holy fire, and every syllable is part of God's whisper over your life. You must not take this lightly. You must not delay, and you must not walk away from this message until you've received what heaven is trying to deliver through it. Because I, Archangel Michael, have been ordered to give you this, a scroll that contains your name and a phrase that the heavens thundered just minutes ago. The reward has already left heaven, and child, it's heading your way. My child, my beloved, do you feel that pull in your spirit? That's not anxiety. That's alignment. You've been feeling something change in the atmosphere and couldn't explain it. Your sleep has been shifting. Your emotions have been unpredictable. And you've had moments of silence where words didn't feel enough. And now you know why. God has been preparing your soul to receive what has been kept from you for so long. This is not just a blessing for today. It is a restoration for the seasons you lost, the year that were stolen, and the tear that fell too quickly. What's coming is not compensation. It is divine reversal. God is not just giving back what was taken. He's multiplying it. But for that to manifest, you have to stay spiritually awake. You must remain in the posture of trust. Doubt will try to crawl back in, and fear will whisper. But you've already stepped beyond the veil. Keep going. The miracle is moments away. My child, my beloved, there is something sacred about your heart that God honors. Even when you've been broken, even when you've been tired, and even when you failed, still you chose light. Still you whispered prayers, and still you offered help to others. Do you know how rare that is in a world drowning in selfishness? Your love rose like incense, and heaven noticed. That's why your name is written on a scroll I carry right now. Yes, right now. As I speak these words, your name glows with divine energy, and around it are written 3 sacred words. It is time. Time for the promise, time for the shift, and time for the silence to break. You are not being overlooked. You are being positioned. And what you once begged for in prayer will now come to you without struggle. This is the moment your destiny takes its rightful place in your life. My child, my beloved, something will happen tonight. A dream, a sign, or a moment that seems random, but it will carry deep meaning. Don't ignore it, because God is speaking through unusual things right now. What's coming to you is not normal, and it is not logical. It is supernatural, and it requires a different kind of faith. You may not be able to explain it to others, and you may feel alone in your belief. But you're not. I'm standing beside you. And so are legions of angels who have been assigned specifically to your name, your bloodline, and your future. You were not born to blend in. You were born to shift the story. And the blessing come now is not just for you. It is for those who will be touched through your overflow. That's why the delay was necessary. That is why the struggle had to happen, my child. What you carry now has been purified through pressure, refined by fire, and strengthened beyond what the enemy expected. You did not come out weaker. You came out clearer, deeper, and completely unstoppable. My child, my beloved, let me reveal something heaven kept hidden until this moment. There was someone who once had the position, the influence, or the opportunity to help you, but they chose not to. Their silence delayed what should have moved sooner, and their fear or hesitation left you wondering if you were not enough. But what you did not know is that heaven had already begun rerouting the entire plan for your life. God declared that no man, no woman, and no human decision would have the final power over what He had written for you. So the blessing that once seemed tied to them is now coming through another source. And this source is higher, safer, cleaner, and divinely arranged. When this new opportunity appears, take it with faith. Do not hesitate. Do not shrink back. And do not question whether you deserve it, because you do. You were prepared for this moment long before you understood what was happening. You were born to walk into what is now being placed before you. Nothing can stop what has already been approved by the hand of God. My child, my beloved, there is a reason you have been feeling emotional without understanding why. There is a reason tears have come close even when you were smiling. Your spirit already knows that something is ending, and something new is being born. You are leaving the season of survival and stepping into the season of divine arrival. No more begging for what should recognize you. No more chasing what heaven has already assigned to meet you. What belongs to you will now begin moving toward you with less resistance. Your energy will no longer be drained by people who cannot honor your worth. The wrong people will fall away, not because you force them out, but because they can no longer remain connected to the frequency you now carry. You are rising into a level that heaven has prepared for you. That is why some things have felt distant, and certain situations suddenly became uncomfortable. It is not punishment, my child. It is positioning. God is moving you away from what cannot go with you. He is separating you from places, people, and patterns that would only limit the blessing ahead. And when the shift is complete, you will understand that every discomfort was actually heaven guiding you closer to freedom, because the miracle that's on the way must land in a space of purity, and God is making sure you're ready. My child, my beloved, there is a scroll in heaven that carries your next instruction, and it has just been opened. I was present when your name was spoken again. The voice of God was not angry. It was filled with fire, but it was love. It was mercy. It was pure intention. And that voice said, "Now is the time." Those 4 words broke chains. They reversed delays, and they scattered enemies that were hiding in your path. The spiritual warfare you've been facing wasn't random. It was a last attempt to stop you. But now that you're here, I want you to hear this clearly. You're already on the other side. You didn't even realize it yet. The battle has already been won, but your awareness is catching up to the victory. There is nothing else you need to fight for. You simply need to walk forward, and every step you take from here will be met with signs, alignment, yamayim, confirmation, and joy. My child, my beloved, let me speak to that part of your heart that still wonders if you're worthy, or if you are too late or too far gone to receive the kind of blessing heaven talks about. I need you to let that voice fall silent now, because God does not reward perfection. God rewards faith. And your faith, even when it's been fragile, has been fierce in heaven's eyes. You kept showing up when life was heavy. You kept trusting when logic made no sense. You deserve what's coming, not because of your works, but because you never let go of your belief. You kept praying when the answers didn't come. You kept loving when you had every reason to turn cold. And now the door is opening, not just any door, but a divine door, one that no man can shut, one that was carved specifically for your name. And I promise you this, when you walk through it, you will look back and understand why every tear had purpose. My child, my beloved, the miracle is closer than you think. Right now, something is being aligned in a conversation you are not even part of. Someone is thinking of your name. Someone is looking at your photo. And someone is about to speak something about you that will send a wave of favor in your direction. God is moving behind the curtain. You won't see all the steps, but soon the final act will appear. And it will be your moment to rise. I tell you again, the delay is over, and the quiet season is over. You are no longer wandering. You are arriving. Prepare yourself emotionally and prepare yourself spiritually, because your environment is about to change. The room will shift, and the invitation will arrive. You will no longer be on the outside looking in. You will be in the center of God's divine release. And when it happens, it will happen suddenly. This is not a slow miracle. It is already in motion, and it is already on the way. My child, my beloved, there is something sacred about your name. Heaven speaks it differently. The way your soul carries light, the way your spirit still hopes in the dark, and the way your heart remains pure, it is all known in heaven. You are not invisible, and you are not forgotten. You are seen, celebrated, and sealed with divine favor. Even when the world turned away, heaven stayed close. And now, the closeness of heaven is about to manifest in ways that shock you. I see paperwork being signed in your favor. I see messages coming that carry answers. I see a person returning, but with a new heart and a new voice. You may not trust it yet. But wait. Let God show you what transformation looks like. For now, your only task is to stay grounded in truth. Don't let anxiety shake you, and don't let fear pull you out. What's coming is too important to lose to panic. You are ready, the miracle is ready, and I am still standing beside you. I am guarding the space around your promise. My child, my beloved, if you've been feeling like something is about to happen, you're right. That feeling is not random. It is spiritual. It's your soul responding to what heaven has already released. God has been whispering to your spirit in dreams and in flashes of insight. This is not just another year. This is the turning point. The axis of your life is shifting, and everything that was tangled is about to untie itself. You will wake up one morning and know that the pressure has lifted. You will walk into a room and realize the atmosphere has changed. And when you do, you will remember this moment. You will remember that this message came not from man, but from heaven itself. And you'll say, "This was the word that carried me to the other side." My child, my beloved, there is something else I must tell you, and it cannot wait. What you're stepping into is not just a season. It's a new dimension. That's why old patterns are breaking apart. And that's why people you thought were permanent are slipping away. That's why you're being asked to move differently, think differently, and trust beyond your understanding. Because this miracle that's coming to you isn't something you can earn. It's something you were born to carry. You are being repositioned, not rejected and not abandoned. You are just quietly moved into the place where heaven can release the full measure of what has your name written on it. It's not supposed to make sense to everyone. The calling on your life is not up for debate, and this time, God is making sure you arrive without delay. You're not too late. You're right on time. And the evidence will begin to unfold in the next few days, like puzzle pieces finally fitting into place. My child, my beloved, you have no idea how close you are. And I say this with urgency. Don't give up now. Don't allow your mind to sabotage what your spirit already knows. Your breakthrough is not coming next year, and it's not coming someday. It's already moving off, already unlocked, and already on the way to your doorstep. There are angels currently assigned to deliver what was once blocked. And part of that blessing is not just external, it is internal. You're about to feel lighter and clearer. The fog is lifting, and the confusion is fading. A strange peace is going to rest on your mind, and that peace is your confirmation. Don't wait for applause, and don't wait for people to agree. This part of your journey is about sacred silence and bold obedience. Walk forward. You're not walking alone. Archangel Michael is guarding the gate, and nothing sent against you will prosper. My child, my beloved, I must remind you of something you forgot in your pain. Your prayers didn't vanish. They were stored. Every whisper, every tear, and every silent scream was collected by angels and laid at the altar of the Most High. And now that altar is responding, the wind is changing direction. You will no longer chase what is already yours. You will no longer try to earn the love you were born worthy of. Your identity is not in what you've lost. It is in what you've survived. And you have survived so much. The enemy tried to take your voice, your clarity, your fire. But you're still here, still reading and still open. That is the sign that your miracle is close. When a soul is ready, the portal opens, and yours is opening now. Not tomorrow, not someday. My child, my beloved, there is someone who has been sent to help you, but you must be prepared. They may not look the way you expect, and they may come from a different path, but their heart will recognize you, and their spirit will match your frequency. God is sending them not just to speak life into you, but to unlock doors that have been closed. This connection is divine, and it has been prepared. When it arrives, you will know by the stillness in your soul. There will be no anxiety and no fear, just knowing. And it will be quick. Don't resist it because of past pain, and don't measure it by old wounds. Let God show you that He can send people who truly see you, people who speak to the version of you that heaven sees, not the broken parts, but the anointed. You are not meant to walk alone anymore. Help is on the way, and so is healing. My child, my beloved, I know what they did hurt you. I know the betrayal almost broke you. And I know the silence of people who said they loved you made you question everything. But I also know this: none of it destroyed you. And because of that, you are about to be rewarded in a way that others cannot understand. You could have become bitter, but you chose better. You could have sought revenge, but you chose release. And now, heaven has authorized your vindication, so you won't need to explain your side. God is about to reveal your heart through your eyes. The people who doubted you will witness your elevation, not as a form of punishment, but as a revelation. Because when God lifts you, no one can deny it. And child, You are being lifted now. My child, my beloved, you were never the problem. You were the light in a place that could not handle your glow. And you didn't stop shining. Even in your lowest moments, you had a fire that refused to die. That's why I've come today with this message. Because that fire didn't just catch heaven's attention. It activated something. A portal, a release, and a shift in the supernatural. You are not who you used to be, and you've crossed over into a new identity. From this moment forward, the old limitations are falling away. Financial lack is broken, generational pain is cut off, and spiritual confusion is cleared. What you did in faith, even when you were exhausted, just moved the entire realm around you. And the blessing that's about to knock on your door is the evidence. You didn't miss your moment. You created it. My child, my beloved, let me whisper this into your soul. Your next miracle will not require a fight. You fought enough. You've prayed through tears. And you stayed awake wondering if anything would ever change. And now heaven has declared that this miracle will be given, not earned. It will arrive with ease, not anxiety. And God is removing the need to chase. The weight you've carried is being lifted. There is a new grace falling on you right now. Even as you breathe and even as you read, you're being washed in holy peace. It is no longer a future hope. It's being planted in your present moment. Let go of the need to figure it all out. And let go of the timeline you thought was ruined. You're not behind. You're not off track. And you're exactly where heaven needs you. Because the divine reward doesn't follow logic. It follows obedience more than you know. My child, my beloved, someone who once dismissed you is about to hear your name again. But this time they'll speak it with awe, because your story is about to shift so dramatically. Even those who once mocked you will fall silent. There's no revenge in this, only revelation. God is about to show the world what He hid in you. They saw the surface and missed the anointing. They saw the struggle and missed the strength. But now the unveiling begins. God is tearing off the cover and revealing your light for what it truly is. This isn't about impressing people. It's about fulfilling prophecy. A word was spoken over your life before you ever took your first breath. And that word has been waiting for this appointed moment to come alive. You have not been forgotten, my child. You are being fulfilled. And I, Archangel Michael, have stood guard over this moment longer than you know. My child, my beloved, stop apologizing for being chosen. Stop making yourself smaller so others can feel comfortable around your light. You were never meant to dim what God placed inside you, just to keep peace with people who are afraid of growth. Heaven has already approved your expansion. That is why the discomfort around you has felt stronger lately, because your old environment can no longer contain what you are becoming. You are beginning to overflow, and anything that tries to keep you small will slowly lose its grip. This does not mean you are becoming harsh or unkind. It means you no longer fit in the places where you once forced yourself to settle. You will not tolerate what you once accepted because your spirit has awakened to what peace is supposed to feel like. Walk in protection and move with quiet wisdom. Keep your circle sacred and do not give everyone access to what heaven is still forming. Do not post every step, do not announce too early, and do not expose the blessing before God says it is time. Let the miracle grow in the hidden place. Let it strengthen in silence. And when God finally says, "Now," The unveiling will be so clear that no one will be able to deny His hand upon your life. My child, my beloved, I can feel the question rising in your spirit. You are asking, when will it happen? And I give you this holy answer. It is already happening. The shift is not merely coming. It has already begun. The full picture may not be visible yet, but the movement in the Spirit is now unstoppable. Heaven has already started arranging what your eyes have not yet seen. Your name is already being spoken in rooms you have not entered. Your spirit has already passed through doors your body has not reached. That is why everything has felt so intense lately, because the spiritual has moved ahead of the natural. Your body, your mind, and your emotions are catching up to the breakthrough that has already been released. So do not panic if you can't see every detail yet. You are not late, my child. You are being positioned early. That is why this message found you now. Heaven is steadying your heart so you do not cancel your miracle by leaning into fear. Stay anchored, stay expectant, and refuse to agree with doubt. You are about to be surprised by how quickly things begin to shift. What once felt slow will suddenly move. And when it happens, do not say you were not warned. Lift your heart and say, "Thank you."